Well, Eric Engels, I don't need to tell you about how high the expectations were for the Montreal Canadiens coming into this season, both externally and internally. The GM talked about it, the players talked about it, and head coach Claude Julien talked about it. When you listened to him address the media here on Monday, what was your takeaways?
My takeaway was he's not panicking. Everything around him is swirling at high speed. Everybody's a little bit concerned with the Canadiens having lost 5 of their last 7 and a tough one to the Ottawa Senators in which they looked a little bit discombobulated. And there would be a temptation, given those expectations and that pressure, to start shifting everything around. Well, Claude Julien is talking about a return to basics, about playing the game the right way, and about a mental approach and attitude that his team needs to bring into their next game to get their way out of this. And I think that shows the composure of a coach that's been around for 18 years, that is not going to coach for his job. He's going to coach because he's got a job to do. And I think we'll see if the players respond.
And the fact that, practice on Monday really didn't change any of his lines. The D pairings, for the most part, were the same. And maybe some will go, or is that a coach being stubborn and maybe stuck in his ways? Is he open to change, you think, if needed?
I think he is open to change. One of the most revealing things about today was at the end of his availability, he was asked in French about whether or not he would be rigid in sticking to the schedule he put together for his goaltenders this season, given the great play of Jake Allen behind Carey Price, and Allen somewhat eclipsing Price in the way he's played. And he said that, one of the reasons they don't divulge that schedule at the beginning of the season is because things can change. And I think if Claude Julien needs to rely on Jake Allen a little bit more, he's not going to be afraid to do it, even if it could cause a major situation or a goaltending controversy. I love using those words around Carey Price. I think at the bottom line is they need to get wins. They need to get them immediately. There's a sense of urgency here. I think Claude Julien knows what's going on in the background, but like I said, it's not what he's focused on. He's focused on getting wins. And if that means depending a bit more on Jake Allen, I don't think he's afraid to do that.
And ultimately, Eric, Claude Julien can only do so much as head coach. It's the players that are on the ice every night. So what signs will you be looking for from the Habs charges here over the next few games that would suggest that they are, in fact, maybe on their way out of this?
Well, Claude Julien talked a lot about attitude and approach, and Shea Weber and Jonathan Drouin echoed those sentiments. I want to see if frustration is going to continue to linger for the group, even if a few mistakes happen in the game, or if they're going to be encouraging each other on the bench and looking for that energy that they started the season off with. It's a big part of things. You have to have a positive mindset out there, and it's hard to come by when the goals aren't going in, and they haven't gone in for the last 7 games. Only one of them where they've been able to manufacture more than 3 goals in a game. So obviously that's a hard thing to come by and manufacture all on its own, but it's a lot easier if everybody's pulling on the same rope and doing it for each other. And I think, the Canadiens are looking for that. They've taken on it as a conscious element that they want to see emerge right away in the next game that they play against Ottawa. And if they can find it, it's going to be good timing before they play Winnipeg for 2 games to finish the week.
Yeah, Shea Weber did bring up the expectations that were on this team heading into the year, and also the ones they put on themselves, and said sometimes that brings the best out of guys, but right now it's just not working for us. What was your reaction to that?
My reaction was it might not be working on Monday, but it better be working on Tuesday before they play Ottawa. And, that's the beauty of this game. It'll keep you honest. It'll keep you humble. But at the end of the day, these guys are paid a lot of money to put this together. The expectations they put on themselves will be higher than anything that they face from the outside looking in. And they need to embrace that as something that motivates them rather than something that challenges them. And I think we're talking about mindset shift. It's such a huge thing in hockey, in sports, in pro sports, and even minor league sports. This is a big part of the equation here. I want to see if the Canadiens are able to get it, to embrace the message from Claude Julien of their hard work and attitude approach that needs to go into winning games. And if they do that, I think it'll be them that dig themselves out of this hole they've created.
Yeah, Habs captain also mentioning just that heavy feeling they have right now, the pressure they put on themselves and trying to get out of this funk. And the shoulders were certainly starting to feel a little bit lighter with a victory on Tuesday night over the Ottawa Senators. Thanks, Eric.
Thank you.